Delvaux is one of the first luxury leather goods house in the world. Delvaux has been at the forefront of luxury leather goods for nearly 2 centuries as an inventor and innovator of handbags. Delvaux's savoir-faire confidence, uncompromising craftsmanship, and premium quality remains at the very core of the Maison, which has remained active without interruption ever since its beginning. Delvaux is a prestigious brand with a long, rich heritage history and legacy that has earned them an astounding reputation. Welcome to Creme De Luxury, the place for an exceptional luxury lifestyle. It was raw innovation and an entrepreneurial spirit that turned Delvaux from a small trunk maker into the luxurious luxury designer brand that it is today. Delvaux is the oldest manufacturer of fine luxury leather goods from Belgium and was founded in 1829 by Charles Delvaux, a year before Belgium itself declared independence as a constitutional monarchy, which was established a year later in 1830. Opening a travel goods workshop and store in Brussels, Delvaux started producing its first bags around the close of the 19th century, and with every new form of transportation that was introduced, a new market appeared for Delvaux to cater to. Delvaux initially specialized in producing waterproof trunks for traveling by coach or ships that sailed from the harbour of Antwerp to the inner towns and other destinations. Then passenger railway lines began opening up in Europe in 1835, which joined the Belgian cities of Brussels and Mechelen. But by 1875, Belgium had the highest concentration of rail networks in the world, boasting a state-of-the-art railway system. As visionary, pioneering, and pragmatic as Delvaux was, they forecasted an oncoming travel revolution. Delvaux participated heavily in the changing lifestyles of European royalty and elites, in particular the elite women. Delvaux quickly adapted to the demands for more manageable trunks after the rail lines expanded, and also redesigned flat cases that could easily be stowed on a train, in addition to capacious trunks needed to hold the voluminous garments of the ladies of the time. But most importantly, Delvaux realized the changing consumer luggage needs and the desire for women to want to keep their precious belongings close at hand. With a forward-thinking sense of urgency, Delvaux took this on board, and adapting to consumer needs, they began producing small bags that will allow women to have their most important belongings with them during a journey. In this moment, the idea for the handbag, le sac à main, was born. In 1908, Delvaux filed its first patent for the La Princesse handbag and became the world's first brand to patent a handbag. In 1883, Delvaux became a warrant holder to the Court of Belgium and was granted the title of the Purveyor of Leather Goods to the Courts, awarded by King Leopold II, a title awarded every 5 years by the monarch of Belgium, which Delvaux holds till this day, thus assuring their premium quality and guaranteeing Delvaux's tradition in excellence. From Queen Paola to the current Queen, Queen Mathilde, Delvaux has long served and since been the preferred exclusive and discreet brand catering to Belgian and European royalty and aristocracy. Delvaux then faced a period of gradual decline at the beginning of the 20th century, and like many heritage brands, after the end of the Great War, Delvaux no longer had the ability to design or make its own bags, and the Maison was reduced to a single shopfront. However, in 1933, an agricultural engineer with no experience in leather goods, Franz Schwennicke, took over the company from Edmond Delvaux, and by this time it was modes of transport in terms of cars and plane travel that dictated consumer needs, and this was the case until well into the post-war era. Franz cultivated a vision of Delvaux as a hothouse of creative talent and manufacturing excellence, and under his tutelage, Delvaux would only make original designs in the finest leathers using the best craftspersons in Belgium. It was his vision that turned Delvaux into a high-end luxury maison with a high demand for coveted luxury handbags. Under his direction, Delvaux produced countless masterpieces, such as the first light bags for air travel, as well as the famous Brilliant bag, which was created for the Brussels World Fair in 1958 and designed by Paul Guthaus. Paul Guthaus was a renowned architect and former student of Henry van de Velde, founder of the prestigious Belgian National School of Visual Arts, La Cambre. Paul Guthaus created a piece that was both a handbag and a sculpture. The bag also referenced the two inherently Belgian art movements of Symbolism and Surrealism. The original Brilliant bag has a striking horseshoe-shaped buckle, which is like the brand's initial D and an iconic. The signature D buckle is said to be the very first time a brand had created a product displaying its logo, and the best-selling iconic Brilliant bag has since sold around 20,000 iterations and is still widely available to this day. When Franz Schweinecke died in 1970, his wife Solange Schweinecke succeeded him and took over. Solange can be said to be one of the first businesswomen in Belgium. She focused on strengthening the creativity of Delvaux and expanding Delvaux internationally. Solange was instrumental in maintaining Delvaux's high standards and unique craftsmanship, while capitalizing on Delvaux's design acumen. It was under Solange's leadership that Delvaux began to expand on a global scale, reaching far beyond the Belgian borders. Under Solange's creative direction, a light holder model called the Lapin was introduced to meet the needs of the new wave of career women who required larger handbags to carry their accessories and belongings. It is through Delvaux's business acumen to continuously adapt to the ever-changing consumer demands that has allowed for Delvaux to position itself as a modern yet traditional brand. In 1988, Delvaux opened a second workshop to meet the rising consumer demands. At the end of the 80s, Francois Schweinecke, the eldest son of Franz and Solange, became the executive chairman before fully taking over in 1995 and moving Delvaux's headquarters back to Brussels to the former arsenal of the Belgian army on Boulevard Louis Schmitz. Delvaux has long played an important role in writing the history of fine leather goods, and Delvaux has succeeded in bringing an extra touch of fashion to an evergreen, classic yet stylish collections. Skilled master leather artisans craft each beautiful piece of Delvaux's bag by hand, a work of art crafted in Delvaux's workshops located in Europe. With one in Brussels, one in the south of France near Valence, and a new third in the east of France near Besançon. The art and skills of Delvaux's craftsmanship has been handed down from generation to generation. All bags are handcrafted in Belgium and France and assigned to artisans possessing a unique level of expertise. With precision and passion, they are dedicated to Delvaux's heritage. The creative process behind each of Delvaux's bags has not changed much in the last few decades. Today, more than 250 artisans have been trained in the Delvaux way. Its Brussels atelier alone employs around 50 artisans with extensive knowledge and experience of leather treatment, cutting and assembling. All leather workers must complete the Delvaux apprenticeship program to develop the adequate skills. There are artisans who have been part of the family for more than 30 years and those new to the family who all work side by side creating each Delvaux handbag from start to finish. Delvaux bags are treated and worked on by 3 craftspersons, including a master and 2 apprentices working their magic. Each Delvaux bag is a thorough task, taking between 8 and 25 hours to create, from the detailed inspections of the skins to the intricate stitching inside and out. The small-sized bags take at least 8 hours, and the medium-sized bags are reported to take at least 11 hours to craft. Delvaux's yearly output is small, as they do not wish to pursue mass production, in a bid to maintain the scarcity of their luxury goods, producing about something in the region of 16,000 to 20,000 Delvaux handbags each year. As a premium brand, Delvaux takes pride in the relationship that they have with their tanneries, which even allows for detailed traceability requirements for all exotic skins. Delvaux sources from the best tanneries from across France, Italy, and all over the world. The house only works with tanneries that adhere to the European REACH norm, which is the European Registration, Evaluation, Authorization and Restrictions of Chemicals norm, in a bid to protect human and ecological health. These pre-selected hides are reworked and assembled in Delvaux's ateliers. Hides are meticulously examined by sight and touch. Then artisans use the guide of a laser to find the best position of the different pieces of each handbag to join them and minimize waste, with the center of a hide making up the main body of the bag. A single, flawless piece of material. Only pieces with an identical quality of color and grain are chosen. After the mapping, the material is carefully cut either by hand or with an importer pièce, a leather punch or cut with a specialized cutting machine, and then laid out on the work table. The material is then buffed to smooth it out and remove any roughness or bumps. The cut edges are then tinted to match the main color or in a contrasting color according to the style of the particular bag for the season. Finally, all pieces are fashioned into a handbag or a small accessories. Artisans carefully calibrate a certain distance between every single stitch, as well as a standard number of stitches per centimeter. And in keeping with Delvaux's premium craftsmanship reputation, the stitcher must work meticulously to ensure that the beginning and the end of the lines of stitching is not visible and delicately tucked under the leather. With tools or by hand, the metallic hardware piece is often the final step in completing a Delvaux bag. Hardware pieces are made in France or Italy and come in various finishes and colours. Artisans select buckles, clasps, purse feet, or pieces for shoulder bags and handles depending on the bag. These accessories are available in up to 5 different finishes and liqueurs to match or contrast with the colours of the leather. The process of making the fastenings is also a rigorous process. The solid brass is sawed by hand, pieces are collected and then polished, then plated with nickel and then dipped in gold and in 24-karat gold liquid. When finished, each piece of embellishment has 1 milligram thickness of 24-karat gold. The hardware is then polished until it shines and is carefully wrapped for protection against scratches or smudges. Made in France or made in Belgium is stamped on the bag or inside the bag with a hidden time code stamp comprised of 4 numbers in the interior of the bag to ensure that every item originating in the Delvaux atelier can be traced back for authenticity. Once the bag is completed and before it is packaged, a quality control final check is done with an authentic white glove inspection that follows a specific list of criteria. A product that does not meet Delvaux's exacting standards is never sent to a boutique. Only perfectly crafted pieces are sent out. Delvaux handbags are known for their high-quality leather and materials, from authentic soft calf skin, box calf with calf grain leathers, and sellier with calf leather. In addition to skins like crocodile, python, lizard, ostrich skins, and other rare animals, Delvaux has also developed its own Arizona leather, used for the inner linings of Delvaux bags, a signature leather that is the softest and most indulgent. Furthermore, Delvaux has designed its own pattern of woven leather, made of narrow strips of grey, brown and tan leather, bound together by strong black threads, resulting in a durable leather material. This distinctive stripped look is synonymous with Delvaux, and is made in the Brussels workshop to protect the pattern from duplication. The woven material is lightweight than regular leather, and is used to make wonderful luggage and carry-alls, as well as handbags and other accessories. Delvaux's meticulous system of production has been perfected through decades of experience. Delvaux also has a gracious aftercare sales service, offering a repair service in-house, regardless of the Delvaux piece's age or origin, which means you can bring your 50-year-old Delvaux bag and have it reconditioned so that it can be worn by the next generation, because a Delvaux bag is an heirloom that connects the generations. Delvaux has been known to receive and restore handbags that date as early as the beginning of the 20th century. These ancient bags are handled with extra care and respect, and are returned to their owners ready to be used for additional decades. Both new and restored bags get a written guarantee of authenticity and instruction for proper care. Delvaux creates 2 collections per year, a spring-summer and an autumn-winter collection. With each collection, there is introduction of new materials and new colours. Under Franz Schwenneker, Delvaux was actually one of the first maisons to introduce seasonal collections combining materials, shape and colours, a similar practice of haute couture. Delvaux is rich in different styles that cater to different ages and generations, with designs that have transcended seasons and trends. The current distinctive designs of Delvaux women's handbag range include the Brilliant bag, designed in 1958 with a gracious and sophisticated silhouette for working women. It remains Delvaux's most iconic silhouette. The Tempête, a design inspired by a sailboat trapeze when sailing became the most glamorous way to tour the coastline. This bag is still making waves and is more suited to the more mature woman. The Madame, designed in 1977, and the Pin, designed in 1972, is a youthful bag with an instantly recognizable silhouette with its distinctive D for Delvaux on the front. In 2014, Delvaux also added a men's line, and with exceptional designs. Delvaux constantly breathes new life into its archive collection, which boasts a legacy of over 3,000 handbags, which has been created since 1829 till the present time. Every new creation continues to be described, sketched, and catalogued in Delvaux's Golden Book, the Livre d'Eux, alongside a detailed description of the name of its designer. To have all their iconic creations documented, such as the Brilliant and the Tempête, Delvaux also have an offering of small leather goods, custom jewellery, and scarves. Delvaux has observed a low-key profile for nearly 200 years, but that all changed in 2011 when investment arm of the Funk Group, First Heritage Brands, took a major stake in the brand with the ambition to grow Delvaux internationally and ensure its continuance. However, in 2021, Delvaux was acquired by the Swiss conglomerate Compagnie Financière Richemont SA, who also maintained a desire to grow Delvaux with plans to develop and increase the physical as well as the digital reach of Delvaux globally. Delvaux has opened a series of boutiques that imbue the prestigious Delvaux DNA, which is also embedded in Delvaux's flagship store on 27 Boulevard de Waterloo in Brussels, Belgium. Delvaux also have flagship boutiques opened in Paris, Tokyo, 2 in London, and in Italy. In January 2019, Delvaux also opened its first American flagship in New York City. As a testament to its growing ambition, Delvaux operates circa over 42 boutiques around the world, and Delvaux is also distributed through specially selected department stores in many other countries. Delvaux's boutiques are said to be artistically different from one another to create a special connection between the brand, people, clients, and location. Delvaux has quietly been coming out of anonymity, and they have a history of competent CEOs and artistic directors who have led its creative team. Such names include Christina Zeller, a well-known creative director at labels like Karl Lagerfeld, Christine Lacroix, Moschino, and Givenchy. Christina Zeller significantly helped propel Maison Delvaux to the next step of its evolution. During her nearly 10 years tenure at Delvaux, her main designs and creations included the Cool Box and the So Cool bag design. In 2020, the Belgian luxury leather goods brand opened their first online store in its history. Today, Delvaux enjoys worldwide recognition as the world's oldest leather goods brand, but it sets itself apart by its surrealist attitude, the quality of its products, and its elegance. It's no wonder Delvaux remains a national treasure. In a world of fast fashion and loud luxury, Delvaux remains slow and quiet. For Belgian people, Delvaux is an institution, a part of their Belgian DNA. Delvaux is entrenched in Belgian Surrealism as part of the Maison's design legacy. Delvaux has worked hard to design a lot of its creations in an entertaining way by injecting each piece with an unusual and unique style influenced by great Belgian artists such as Rene Margritte. Delvaux has had a long-standing relationship with the Margritte Foundation, which commenced in 2015 with the debut of a capsule collection. This led Delvaux to design and produce bags with inspiration and themes from Margritte's art and incorporate it into Delvaux pieces. The iconic Margritte motif and colours are inspired by the artist's playful palette collection infused with the spirit of Surrealism. The reinterpreted masterpieces include The Promise, the Golconda, and Man in a Bowler Hat. Transformed to Delvaux designs, they have included bag designs with the candy floss cloud print on the interior of the handbag, set against a light blue sky, and the gents briefcase with the painter's signature keyhole design. or chromatic black and white wallets with a cutout in the shape of Rene's legendary bowler hat logo, in addition to the apple cutouts, which have all been part of the artist's legendary realm of dreams, now introduced into the fashion world. Delvaux's Margritte collection features over 20 pieces in men and women's handbags, including the Tempête and the Brilliant bag, as well as a limited selection of small leather goods. After Delvaux signed an exclusive agreement with the Margritte Foundation, more collaborations followed. Under the then creative director Christina Zeller, to celebrate 50 years of the Brilliant bag, Delvaux recreated 9 new versions in a collaboration with Rene Margritte and called the collection Humours of the Brilliant. One of the most famous of this collaboration is a black model created by Didier Veveran that reads "Ceci n'est pas un Delvaux," meaning this isn't a Delvaux in English, which was a pun on Margritte's picture showing a pipe with a comment "Ceci n'est pas une pipe." As expected, the Delvaux Margritte collection is always the most coveted. Delvaux delights in putting a strikingly unconventional twist on its designs. Despite its traditional values and high society reach, Delvaux certainly has a sense of humour. The direction taken is in the hope to also attract young luxury fashionistas who also can't get enough of different reimaginings of the Brilliant. Delvaux has shown it is a brand that fuses premium craftsmanship with the highest level finishes, with novelty and an elegant, quirky, surrealist creativity. Delvaux stands for discreet luxury and understated elegance and sophistication, which the Belgians are known for. Delvaux also boasts of collaborations with designer Bruno Pietersz, the model Anne Le Nut, and the Belgian avant-gardist Natalia Brulé, who wraps watches and objects in taut lambskin, as well as the collaboration with French designer Jean Colonna. She designed a gorgeous, oversized, soft version of the house's iconic Brilliant, called the Brilliant XXL, which was popular. Made from Delvaux's dream leather, an intricately worked skin that still feels raw and natural, a process that takes 2 days to achieve. Colonna is known as a biker revolutionary whose collections, with their raw alternative rock aesthetic, stood out in Paris of the 90s for being so against the grain of the city at the time but was forward-thinking for today. In 2019, Delvaux commemorated its history by erecting a museum in Brussels that celebrates its long history, telling the history of Delvaux, the story of Belgium, and the history of the handbag in terms of Delvaux's instrumental role in its development. The grand opening monument of the museum is a model of the black epoxy resin Brilliant handbag. The house's iconic bag liqueured 7 times to give it a true-to-life leather effect. The museum shows Delvaux's specific identity, which is about being historical, open, and Belgian. Delvaux also has an online tour function for the museum on their website, and at the opening of the museum, Delvaux used this function, teaming up with WeChat mini program, to launch an online museum viewing event so that their Chinese audience could also get a live interactive experience. In addition, Delvaux also has a book and an exhibition called Delvaux 100 Years of Luxury at the MoMU, the Fashion Museum in Antwerp. The book follows Delvaux's rise in the manufacture of travel goods for royalty and aristocracy in the 19th century, through to the rise of the modern handbag in the 20th century and Delvaux's commitment to elegance. Delvaux is a refreshingly muted brand, not covered with massive logos, and will not be seen on the arms of every it girl in an epoch where flashy, logo-mania, celebrity bags is still popular. But a new minimalism is starting to surface. Delvaux's handbags are the pride of women who are passionate about quality and understated truth, style with elegance. Delvaux is more than just a handbag maker with a royal stamp of approval, but they are bags that become heirlooms and timeless. Delvaux's long history is the wealth of the brand. Delvaux's innovative bags have always offered freedom and celebrated femininity, designed with sculptural lines and exquisite leathers which have long defined Delvaux's creations, with meticulous attention to detail all over. Delvaux is the perfect blend of modern and classic that will last forever. Delvaux claims to not be in fashion, but to play with fashion. They are classic, and they transcend time and the seasons. Delvaux bags stand the test of time and never fail to stimulate emotion with their creative, innovative designs. Delvaux is an absolute gem of a brand, worth discovering, an avant-garde and daring brand. Delvaux's combination of daring designs and premium quality provides their client base with long-lasting confidence and satisfaction. Delvaux has played an important role in writing the history of fine leather goods, but still choose to remain discreet and mysterious, under the radar and avoiding overexposure. The Delvaux range is for the aficionados of luxury, with a twist. Founded in an era when travel was horse and carriage, Delvaux has survived through revolutions and wars and adapted to the requirements of many modes of clientele living through times of dramatic change. Since its creation, Delvaux has been both pioneering and avant-garde and dedicated to the high levels of the finest traditions of craftsmanship while honouring the heritage and symbols of Belgian culture. Delvaux's quality and expertise is unmatched, yet remains relevant almost 2 centuries on, thanks to its captivating blend of forward-thinking creativity and timeless beauty. And that concludes our deep dive into the Delvaux luxury leather goods brand. We will see you in the next video. Thank you and goodbye from Creme De Luxury.